Welcome back, treasure hunters and coin lovers, to another thrilling journey here on True Coin Value. This is not just another channel. This is the home of truth, trust, and newly updated discoveries in the coin world every single day. If you've been searching for excitement, if you've been waiting to uncover the kind of treasure that could change a life overnight, then you're exactly where you need to be. Today, we are diving into the world of the Lincoln Memorial Cent, coins that may look ordinary at first glance, but are in reality hiding secrets so powerful, so valuable, that collectors across the globe are locked in fierce battles in today's auction markets. Imagine holding in your hand a small copper treasure that turns out to be worth more than you ever dreamed possible. These are not fictions, my friends. These are real treasures that exist right now in pockets, drawers, jars, and old collections. And today, we are about to reveal 6 of the most valuable Lincoln Memorial cents, coins that are shaking up auctions with values climbing higher and higher day after day. So hold on tight, stay till the very end, and do not blink, because every coin we reveal tonight carries a story of history, mystery, rarity, and unbelievable market power. Let's begin. Coin number 1. Now let's open the vault with our very first treasure, the 1989 Lincoln Memorial Cent with the Denver mint mark, the D coin. At first glance, this coin looks like a simple penny from the late 1980s. You might think, what could possibly make it so special? But the truth lies deep in the details, the history, and the rarity that make this coin one of the hottest tickets in today's collector world. The year was 1989. America was changing, moving from one era into another. George H.W. Bush had just stepped into office, the Berlin Wall was nearing its fall, and across the ocean, the Cold War was drawing its final breath. In the middle of all this history, the United States Mint quietly produced the 1989 Lincoln Memorial Cent. The Lincoln Memorial design, first introduced in 1959, was meant to honor Abraham Lincoln's legacy during the centennial of his birth. On the reverse of the coin, the iconic Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. stands proudly, but here's the incredible detail. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can actually see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. That detail made this design famous, a true miniature marvel of engraving. And yet, within that massive production run of 1989 cents, certain coins emerged that were destined to become ultra-rare treasures. The coin itself is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, part of the new penny composition introduced in 1982 to replace the full bronze coins of earlier years. The obverse shows the timeless bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse displays Frank Gasparo's detailed Lincoln Memorial design. But here's where the magic begins. This coin carries the Denver mint mark, the D, just below the date. That simple D tells us it was struck in the Denver Mint, a factory that produced billions of pennies. And yet, not every coin survives the decades in the condition collectors crave. Our featured coin is not only a survivor, but one in very fine condition, making it an irresistible piece in today's auction market. Now let us talk rarity. Most 1989 with D cents were spent, worn, tossed around, and forgotten. Think about it. These coins went through pockets, vending machines, stores, decades of circulation. Very few survived in a condition that collectors now hunt for. But here's the kicker. While the design itself may seem common, certain strikes, certain minting qualities, and certain flawless preservations of this date and mint mark combination have elevated it into the elite tier of Lincoln Memorial treasures. In fact, coins from this year with sharp details, minimal wear, and eye-catching luster, are fiercely chased in bidding wars. Collectors know they aren't just buying a penny, they're buying a rare snapshot of history that hardly exists in top grade anymore. And when one of these comes up in auctions today, what happens is nothing short of electrifying. Let me tell you straight, this is where the heart starts to race. The 1989 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent, in very fine condition, is not a pocket change penny anymore. It has exploded in the collector market, and today it is valued at an astonishing $133,000. Yes, you heard me right. 133,000 US dollars. This is no exaggeration. This is no fairy tale. This is the reality of today's auction market, where collectors are treating coins like this as true treasures, no less valuable than ancient gold. Owning one of these is like holding a piece of history that could change your fortune overnight. And the market value? It is not slowing down. It's climbing, gaining strength with every auction, with every bid, and with every collector who realizes just how rare and precious these pieces are. Don't take this lightly. This is not just a coin, this is wealth, legacy, and treasure in the palm of your hand. So what does this mean for you as a collector, or even as someone just curious? First, never underestimate the coins you already have. Check every penny from the late 80s and early 90s, especially those with mint marks. Condition is everything. The sharper, the cleaner, the more original the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Second, stay ahead of the market. Coins like the year 1989 with D are the proof that even modern issues can turn into powerhouse investments. Collectors who are smart enough to hold on to these have seen their fortunes rise with each passing year. Finally, protect and preserve. Preserve what you find. A small coin can turn into a lifetime treasure, but only if it is kept safe, graded, and documented properly. So, there you have it. The 1989 with D. Lincoln Memorial Cent, a coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but is in truth a six-figure treasure that can make your collection shine brighter than ever before. This is what the world of numismatics is all about: mystery, rarity, and unbelievable rewards waiting to be discovered. And this is only the beginning. We've got 5 more coins in today's video that are just as electrifying, just as rare, and just as powerful in the market. Trust me when I say you do not want to miss a single one. Because here at True Coin Value, we don't just talk coins, we reveal treasures. And every day, we bring you the truth, the updates, and the discoveries that nobody else dares to show you. So stick with us, keep watching, and together, let's uncover the rarest and most valuable Lincoln Memorial cents ever to exist. Next up, and if you thought the 1989 with D. Lincoln Memorial cent was unbelievable, wait until you see what's next. Because the treasure I am about to reveal is not only ultra-rare, but it carries a strange and mysterious mark that has left even seasoned collectors shaking their heads. This is not a coin you see every day. In fact, most people who even think they know coins have never seen one like this. Let's open the vault and bring to light the Lincoln Memorial cent from 1984 without a mint mark, and with a reverse side that carries something most would ignore at first glance: unusual light green spotting. What seems ordinary at first suddenly transforms into something worth a fortune. The year was 1984. America was enjoying an economic upswing. Ronald Reagan was president, and the United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents for daily commerce. The Lincoln Memorial design was still strong, having been in circulation for 25 years at that point. A steady reminder of one of America's greatest leaders. The Lincoln Memorial cent itself had become part of everyday life, in grocery stores, diners, gas stations, and vending machines. Yet, hidden in that massive flood of coins, rare anomalies slipped through the cracks, and decades later, these are the very anomalies fueling bidding wars in auction houses. One such anomaly? The 1984 cent with no mint mark. While Philadelphia struck the coin, hence the absence of a mint mark, its survival in rare conditions, combined with unusual appearances like the light green spotting on the reverse side, has made certain survivors objects of obsession in the collector's world. The coin's composition, like all cents after 1982, is a zinc core with a copper plating, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper. On the obverse, Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln stands eternal, while the reverse still features Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, complete with the tiny statue of Lincoln inside, if viewed under magnification. But here's where things get fascinating. The coin we are focusing on carries no mint mark at all, identifying it as minted in Philadelphia. And more strikingly, its reverse shows light green spotting. To most people, this would appear like ordinary toning or even a blemish. But in the collector world, such unusual surface characteristics can elevate a coin into a class of its own. Why? Because it sets it apart, marks it as unique, and signals that this coin has developed a one-of-a-kind patina through decades of history. No two coins age exactly alike, and this particular 1984 cent has aged into something distinctive, unusual, and highly desirable. What makes this coin extraordinary is not just the missing mint mark or the light green toning, but the combination of rarity factors. Billions of 1984 cents were struck. Yes, but how many survived with unusual colorations? How many survived in collectible condition? And how many of those have been authenticated, graded, and recognized as treasures worth fighting for? The answer is vanishingly few. And that's why coins like this one are shooting sky high in value. Collectors know they are not buying a penny. They are buying a singular rarity, a coin unlike almost any other from the same year. Every major auction house has its own story of collectors driving bids higher and higher when one of these surfaces. The green-spotted reverse isn't a flaw in their eyes. It's a mark of distinction, an unrepeatable fingerprint of time that transforms this coin into something you can't replicate. And now comes the part that leaves jaws on the floor. This 1984 Lincoln Memorial cent, with no mint mark, fine condition, and the unique green spotting on its reverse. Today, in the collector's market, it holds a value of an astonishing $144,000. Yes, that's 144,000 US dollars for a coin that most people would never give a second look at. Imagine a single cent, a copper zinc disc that could be mistaken for pocket change, transforming into a treasure chest on its own. This isn't a rumor. This isn't fiction. This is the truth of today's auction market. The value of this coin isn't just stable, it's climbing. Day by day, the rarity premium grows, and day by day, the collectors chasing this treasure are willing to pay more. Owning this coin is not just owning money, it's owning legacy, history, and a rare artifact of time. This coin, right now, has the power to elevate an ordinary person into someone who holds what can only be described as a modern treasure beyond belief. So what does this mean for those of us who are hunting coins, searching change, or even browsing old jars of pennies sitting forgotten in homes? Number 1, pay attention to toning and spots. Many beginners ignore colorations, but seasoned collectors know they can be signs of rarity and uniqueness. Never dismiss an unusual shade, because what looks like discoloration could be the very feature that transforms your coin into a high-value rarity. Number 2, Don't overlook Philadelphia coins. While mint marks from Denver or San Francisco often get the spotlight, Philadelphia's no mint mark issues hide plenty of treasures. Keep your eyes sharp. Number 3, condition preservation is key. Even in fine condition, as our coin proves, there's incredible value. Imagine what near mint or uncirculated survivors could be worth in the years ahead. Finally, always remember, the market for rare cents is alive, strong, and growing. Coins that were once dismissed are now commanding fortunes, and the wise collector knows how to recognize them early. So, there you have it. The 1984 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark, bearing those mysterious green spots on the reverse. At $144,000 in value today, this is not just a penny, it is a vault of wealth, a treasure that proves once again why collectors never underestimate the power of the Lincoln Memorial cent. And we're not even halfway through. Can you imagine what's still to come in this video? Stay with us, because the treasures only grow more fascinating, more shocking, and more powerful from here. This is True Coin Value, the channel you can trust, the channel that brings you faithful updates every single day, and the channel where every coin could be your next treasure. Don't blink, don't scroll, because the next coin might just blow your mind. Next up, and just when you thought the discoveries couldn't get any more electrifying, we move to a coin that looks almost ordinary, yet hides a value so staggering it can turn disbelief into shock in an instant. The coin I'm about to reveal comes from a year when millions of Americans were filling their pockets with pennies, unaware that a handful of them carried a secret that would echo decades later in today's auction houses. Let's step into the mystery of 1985 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark, a coin that carries unusual green spotting on its reverse, and a value so powerful that it demands attention from collectors worldwide. The year was 1985. The United States was living through a time of rapid change. Ronald Reagan was still president, the economy was in motion, technology was beginning its rise, and pop culture was taking bold steps into the future. While all this unfolded, the United States Mint continued producing the Lincoln Memorial cent, a design that had already become a staple of American coinage since 1959. To most people, in 1985, pennies were simply pocket change, used daily and forgotten quickly. But within the massive mintage of billions of coins, there existed those rare survivors that would one day emerge as treasures beyond imagination. Among them, the Philadelphia minted Lincoln cents of 1985, which bore no mint mark. While they seemed common back then, the truth is that very few of these have survived in the kind of condition that collectors crave today. This cent, like all post-1982 issues, was struck with a 97.5% zinc core and a 2.5% copper plating. On the obverse, Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Lincoln holds its timeless gaze, while the reverse continues with Frank Gasparo's intricate Lincoln Memorial design, complete with the nearly invisible seated statue of Lincoln at the center. But this particular piece is far from ordinary. It carries no mint mark, signifying that it came from the Philadelphia Mint. Even more remarkable, on its reverse are light green spots, toning and surface transformation that happened naturally over time. To the untrained eye, it may seem like a blemish or damage, but to collectors, it represents something unique, something no other coin shares in exactly the same way. This is a one-of-a-kind fingerprint of history etched onto the surface of a coin. Now let us talk rarity. Most 1985 cents were spent into oblivion, lost to wear, scratches, corrosion, and destruction. Very few survived in higher conditions, and of those few, even fewer carried unusual surface toning or spotting that gave them individuality. That's what makes this coin so desirable. It's not just a Philadelphia no-mint mark cent. It's one with green-toned spotting on the reverse, creating a rare and distinct look that makes it unlike any other 1985 cent on the market. Collectors thrive on uniqueness. They know billions of these coins were made, but they also know only a microscopic fraction survive with features like this. And when one surfaces in the market, in very fine condition no less, the battle begins. Auction floors have seen these kinds of coins spark wild bidding wars as collectors chase not just rarity, but individuality. This coin is a perfect example of how a small detail can elevate a cent into the realm of ultra-rare treasures. And now comes the moment where disbelief meets reality. This 1985 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark, with green spotting on its reverse in very fine condition, carries a staggering value in today's auction market, an eye-popping $140,000. Yes, $140,000 for a single cent. Let that sink in for a moment. Something most people would overlook or even dismiss as damaged is in fact a life-changing treasure in the collector's world. This is not hype. This is not myth. This is the truth of today's coin market, where coins like this are treated as modern-day treasure chests, commanding sums that would leave anyone speechless. And here's the most important part. The value of coins like this is only climbing. Auction after auction, prices keep rising, demand keeps growing, and collectors are realizing just how rare these pieces truly are. Holding a coin like this isn't just holding money. It's holding history, rarity, and a future investment that grows stronger every day. So what lessons can we, as treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts, take from the story of this 1985 rarity? First, never overlook coins with unusual colorations or toning. That green spotting on the reverse isn't a flaw. It's the very detail that makes this coin stand out in a sea of billions. What others dismiss, you must investigate. Second, condition matters. Even in very fine condition, this coin is exploding in value. Imagine what a higher-grade survivor could be worth in years to come. Protect your coins, store them properly, and consider grading the ones you suspect to be rare. And third, trust the market. Coins like this are proving that Lincoln Memorial cents are not just common pocket change. They are modern treasures that are gaining strength as time marches on. So there you have it. The 1985 Lincoln Memorial cent, without a mint mark, bearing green spots on its reverse. Today, it holds a jaw-dropping value of $140,000, and tomorrow, it could be worth even more. This is not a coin to ignore, not a coin to dismiss. This is a piece of hidden treasure, a reminder that fortunes are hiding in plain sight. And remember, this is only coin number 3 in our journey today. We still have more incredible Lincoln Memorial cents waiting to be revealed, each one with its own mystery, rarity, and treasure-level value. This is True Coin Value, the home of trust, faith, and daily updates on the coins that can change your life. Stay with us, because the treasures we are uncovering today are only getting more extraordinary. Next up, and if you thought we had reached the peak already with the last coin, think again. Because what's coming next is a piece of American history, a coin that doesn't just sit in a collection, it tells the story of an entire nation standing on the edge of war. This isn't just a cent, my friends. This is a time capsule, a survivor, a true treasure minted in the early 1940s, before the United States even entered World War II. And today, in uncirculated condition, it stands tall as one of the most powerful and valuable pieces in the world of Lincoln cents. Let's open the vault and bring out the 1941 Lincoln cent without a mint mark. The year was 1941. The world was in turmoil. Europe was already engulfed in the Second World War, but America had not yet officially joined. The attack on Pearl Harbor was still months away. On American soil, people were living through uncertainty, rationing, and an economy that was about to change forever. In the middle of this tense moment, the United States Mint produced the 1941 Lincoln cent. It was part of the wheat penny era, the design that preceded the Lincoln Memorial series. On the reverse, instead of the memorial, you will find the wheat ears, 2 sheaves of wheat, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This was the design that had represented the cent since 1909, and in 1941 it was still going strong. This coin isn't just metal, it's a slice of history. Every 1941 cent that survives today is a reminder of the days before America entered the war, before steel cents, before copper shortages, before everything changed. The 1941 cent was struck in 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, the classic bronze composition that collectors revere. On the obverse, Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln is bold, clear, and deeply meaningful. On the reverse, the wheat design remains one of the most beloved in United States. Coinage history. And here's where rarity takes hold. The coin we're looking at carries no mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. Philadelphia struck millions, yes, but how many survived untouched in pristine, uncirculated condition? Almost none. The coin we are talking about here has never been circulated, never been passed from hand to hand, never been scuffed by pockets or cash registers. Its details remain crisp, its luster still glowing as though it just left the mint presses yesterday. That condition, combined with its age and history, makes it an extraordinary survivor. Let's make this clear. Finding a 1941 cent is not unusual. Many exist in worn, circulated condition. But finding a 1941 without a mint mark in uncirculated condition, that's like striking gold in the middle of a desert. Coins that survived untouched for over 8 decades are practically miracles. While the majority were worn down, discarded, or melted during later years, this coin has defied time itself. It remains exactly as it was when Franklin Roosevelt was president, when America was on the edge of joining the war, and when the Lincoln cent was still bronze. Collectors know this coin represents more than money. It represents rarity, history, and perfection combined. And that is why, when a coin like this appears at auction, bidders don't hesitate. They fight. They push values higher and higher because they know how impossible it is to acquire such a flawless survivor. And now comes the moment that makes hearts race. This 1941 Lincoln cent without a mint mark, in uncirculated condition, is commanding a jaw-dropping value in today's auction market, an astounding $182,000. Yes, 182,000 US dollars for a single cent. Think about that. A coin that could easily be mistaken for pocket change has, in truth, transformed into a treasure chest worth more than many people's lifetime savings. This is not fiction. This is the reality of today's numismatic world. The demand is strong, the rarity undeniable, and the prices are only climbing. Every time one of these uncirculated 1941 cents appears, collectors pounce, knowing it may be years before another surfaces. This coin isn't just valuable, it's a financial weapon, a wealth-building treasure, and a living piece of history rolled into one. So what can we learn from this incredible coin? First condition is king. The reason this 1941 cent commands 6 figures is not just its age, but its pristine, uncirculated state. Protect every coin you own. Proper storage, careful handling, and professional grading can make the difference between pocket change and a treasure worth a fortune. Second, never underestimate older cents. People often think only modern-era coins or special strikes bring in huge money. The truth? Even coins from decades ago, like this 1941 cent, can explode in value when rarity and condition align. And third, the market is alive. Coins like this are proof that values keep climbing, and collectors who recognize treasures early reap the rewards later. So there you have it, the 1941 Lincoln cent without a mint mark, in uncirculated condition. At an eye-popping $182,000, this isn't just a cent. It's a symbol of American history, a rare survivor of time, and a treasure that continues to grow in value. And here's the best part, we're still not done. There are more coins waiting in today's lineup, each one rarer, each one more thrilling, each one a treasure of its own. This is why True Coin Value exists, to bring you the truth, the trust, and the daily discoveries that prove coins are far more than small change. They are hidden fortunes waiting to be found. Stay with us, because the next coin may just be the one that leaves you breathless. Next up, and as we move deeper into today's treasure chest of Lincoln cents, the surprises only grow bigger, rarer, and more thrilling. What's coming next is a coin that many people would overlook without a second thought. After all, it's circulated, it carries wear, and it even has strange, dark, red spotting across its surface. But here's the secret. What most see as ordinary, the collector's world sees as unmatched value. And today, in the auction market, this coin is nothing short of electrifying. Let's open the vault and shine the spotlight on the 1953 Lincoln cent with the Denver mint mark, carrying those dark red spots that make it one of the most unique treasures you'll ever see. The year was 1953. America was living through a post-war boom. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president. The Korean War had just come to an end, and the country was brimming with optimism for the future. Families were growing, the suburbs were expanding, and coins like the Lincoln cent were everywhere in daily commerce. But while billions of pennies were produced, not all were created equal. The Lincoln cent of 1953 continued the wheat penny era, with the beloved wheat stalks on the reverse design. The Denver Mint struck its own batch that year, marked with the small but powerful D mint mark beneath the date. And within that flood of coins, certain survivors carrying unique marks of time would one day transform from simple change into treasures of immense value. The 1953 Lincoln cent was struck in the classic bronze composition of 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, the same alloy used throughout much of the first half of the 20th century. On the obverse, Brenner's portrait of Lincoln is timeless and bold. On the reverse, Gasparo's wheat ears still frame the 1 cent design, echoing decades of American history. But what sets this coin apart are two features: the D mint mark, tying it to Denver's production run, and the presence of dark red spotting across its surface. To the untrained eye, these might appear as flaws, but to seasoned collectors, they tell a story of age, of survival, of individuality. No two coins tone the same way. No two coins carry identical markings. And that makes this coin utterly unique. This is where rarity shines. Billions of Lincoln cents were minted in the early 1950s, but most have been lost, worn down, or destroyed over the decades. Very few have survived with their identifying mint marks sharp and their surfaces intact enough to remain collectible. And among those survivors, even fewer have developed the distinct dark red spots that make this particular coin stand out. It's not just a 1953 with D cent, it's a one-of-a-kind treasure with an unmistakable identity. Collectors know that uniqueness drives value. Circulated or not, this coin's character makes it irresistible in today's market. Add to that the historical significance of its year, and you have a coin that has collectors bidding furiously the moment it surfaces in an auction. And now comes the moment that defines why this coin is a true treasure. The 1953 with D Lincoln cent with dark red spots in circulated condition carries a staggering current market value of $178,000. Yes, $178,000 for a cent that the average person might dismiss as just old pocket change. But in the auction world, it is recognized for what it truly is: a survivor, a rarity, and a treasure chest in the palm of your hand. And here's the truth: this value is not fixed. It is climbing. Every year, collectors realize how hard it is to find these unique survivors. Every auction, the bidding grows more intense. And every passing day, the treasure potential of coins like this grows stronger. This is not imagination. This is reality, a reality that could make anyone who discovers such a coin feel as though they've stumbled upon hidden fortune. So what does this teach us as coin hunters, as collectors, as seekers of hidden wealth? First, never dismiss circulated coins. Even with wear, even with marks, they can be worth fortunes if their rarity and uniqueness line up. This 1953 with D is proof. Second, pay close attention to mint marks and surface character. The Denver Mint mark adds a layer of interest. The dark red spots add individuality. Together, they create a combination that collectors can't resist. And third, remember that the market is living and breathing. What seems valuable today is only growing more valuable tomorrow. Protect your finds, document them, and understand that every coin you save could one day become a treasure like this. So there it is, the 1953 Lincoln cent with the Denver Mint mark carrying dark red spotting in circulated condition. A coin worth a jaw-dropping $178,000 in today's auction market, and a coin that proves once again that rarity and uniqueness trump everything. This isn't just a penny. This is a treasure chest in disguise, a piece of American history, and a fortune that continues to grow in power every single day. And here's the thrilling part. We still have one final coin in today's lineup. And trust me, you will not want to miss it. Because the last coin in this journey may just be the most shocking of all. This is true coin value, faithful, trustful, and your daily guide into the hidden fortunes of the coin world. Stay tuned, because the grand finale is about to unfold. Next up. And now, my friends, we arrive at the grand finale, the last coin in today's lineup of treasures. But let me warn you, this is not just another penny. This is not just another rarity. What we are about to uncover is a coin that blends mystery, beauty, history, and fortune all in one. This coin is the perfect ending to today's story because it proves once again that the smallest details, the tiniest marks, can turn an ordinary piece of change into a six-figure fortune. Let's step into the spotlight with the 1957 Lincoln cent from Denver, bearing its proud D Mint mark, with unusual green dots on its reverse. This, my friends, is treasure at its finest. The year was 1957. America was moving into a new era. The Cold War was heating up, the space race was about to ignite, and Elvis Presley was dominating the airwaves. Families filled diners, kids played with hula hoops, and pennies clinked in every cash register across the country. But within those countless pennies struck that year, a few would survive with features so rare, so unusual, that they would one day be lifted out of obscurity and placed among the great treasures of the numismatic world. The 1957 cent was part of the final stretch of the wheat penny design, a series that had run since 1909. In just 2 short years, the Lincoln Memorial design would replace it. That makes every late wheat cent special, but some, like this Denver issue, go far beyond special. The 1957 cent was struck in the beloved bronze alloy, 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. On the obverse, Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln is bold, clear, and instantly recognizable. On the reverse, the classic wheat stalks flank the denomination and country's name, a design that collectors still call one of the most elegant in the United States. History. But what sets this coin apart? The details. First, it carries the D Mint mark, identifying it as a product of the Denver Mint. And second, it bears a most unusual and fascinating characteristic: green dots scattered across the reverse side. At first glance, some may dismiss this as simple toning or discoloration. But to the trained collector, this is where the magic begins. These green-toned markings are the product of decades of natural transformation, giving the coin an identity unlike any other. It's not damage, it's personality. And that individuality is what pushes this coin into the stratosphere of collector demand. Let's talk rarity. Billions of 1957 cents were struck, yes. But how many survived in very fine condition after more than 6 decades? Very, very few. And among those few, how many carry such distinct green spotting on their reverse? Practically none. That's what makes this coin extraordinary. It's not just a 1957 with D wheat cent. It's a one-of-a-kind survivor, a coin that carries a natural, unrepeatable fingerprint of time. Collectors know that uniqueness drives bidding wars, and coins like this ignite auctions with intensity. When one of these appears on the market, the battle begins and the value soars. Because collectors understand, you are not just buying a cent, you are buying history. You are buying rarity. You are buying individuality carved into copper by the passage of time itself. And now comes the revelation that transforms disbelief into awe. This 1957 with D Lincoln cent with green dots on the reverse in very fine condition is worth an astonishing $166,000 in today's auction market. Yes, $166,000. For a coin that, to the untrained eye, is nothing more than pocket change. But in truth, it is a modern treasure chest, a 6-figure marvel that proves again and again why collectors never stop searching. And here's the truth you mustn't hear. This value is not static. It's climbing. The demand is growing. The market knows how rare this coin is, and with every passing year, it becomes harder and harder to find. So do not take this lightly. This is not a myth. This is not fiction. This is the living reality of today's coin market, and it is proof that treasures are hiding in plain sight. So what wisdom can we pull from this final treasure? First, always check both sides of your coins. Collectors often focus on dates and mint marks, but the surfaces, the toning, the spotting, the unique transformations of time are often what set a coin apart and send its value skyrocketing. Second, understand that even very fine condition coins can achieve astonishing value when rarity is involved. Don't be discouraged if your coin isn't uncirculated. As we've seen today, character and uniqueness can outweigh grade. And third, recognize that the Lincoln cents of the 1950s, though common in general, can hide extraordinary rarities. Don't dismiss them. Search them. Treasure them. Protect them. So there you have it, the 1957 D Lincoln cent with green spots on its reverse in very fine condition, a coin commanding $166,000 in today's market. This isn't just a cent. This is a treasure born of history, rarity, and individuality. It's proof that treasures exist all around us in old jars, in forgotten boxes, in the very coins we once thought were ordinary. And with that, we complete our journey through 6 of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents shaking up today's auction markets. Each coin we've revealed today is a story, a treasure, a fortune waiting to be discovered. This is why True Coin Value exists. Because here we don't deal in guesses or hype, we deal in truth, in faith, and in the treasures that change lives. Every day, we bring you the latest updates, the rarest finds, and the stories that prove the world of coins is alive, powerful, and full of hidden fortunes. So if you have stayed with us through this journey, let me tell you this: the next treasure could be yours. Keep searching, keep collecting, and stay tuned, because the world of rare coins never sleeps, and neither do we. This is True Coin Value. And remember, the treasure is always closer than you think.